What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Moose Milk Podcast. This is episode 133. 133.
133.
I'm Ryan. This is Matt. And that's a gargoyle or some shit.
It's Lexington. Yes.
I don't know. I don't know anything about gargoyles, so.
Oh. Well, that'll do it.
Yeah, I'm not a gargoyle guy. Sorry.
You're not a gar guy. You're not a gar guy?
I'm a gar girl.
Yeah, gar girl. You know it.
How are you?
I'm okay.
That's
a busy
good.
week as I have been having.
I see your studio is coming along very nicely.
Mm-hmm.
It's all sided.
Put that in my mouth right when we started talking.
It's perfect.
Yeah, they basically finished everything they're doing, the contractor. So we went in. My father-in-law yesterday ran all the wires into the studio, like from where we left them outside, because we had to wait for them to start siding.
Sure. Naturally.
And then today I ran the Ethernet cable to where it's supposed to go, and started running electrical. So
look at you.
It was good, man. Yeah, I think I was saying before we came live, I watched like 4 hours of I found this channel of this girl who built her own studio shed, and she documented the whole process.
Nice.
So I watched I don't think I watched all of it, but I watched a good chunk of it.
Yeah.
And then she did a podcast at the end where she talked about what she did that she wishes she wouldn't have did, or vice versa, basically retrospect kind of shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, got a bunch of good ideas and some good thoughts, and yeah.
You're a man's man now. You know how to use tools. You know how to run electrical. You're like Jesus on wheels.
I was looking up how to do you know how you can have a light switch that can control a bottom of a plug, a bottom outlet.
Yep.
So yeah, that's how I'm going to do all my lighting. Instead of having a light that I hardwire in, we're going to buy a tube LED and just have it set to a switch.
Yeah.
But you're not making the new studio old school. I'm just not matching up like that. Yeah, I use a drill. I just have one of those big for the drill.
Exactly. No power tools.
Yeah, no power tools. Everything is fucking old school.
You have to film it on anything you do in the studio on 8mm camera.
That's funny.
That's great. So, tutorials are useful for all that shit, and you're killing it, man.
I learned how to wire a switch so you could I'm gonna have my ceiling light, and I'm gonna have my case lights on a light, so I can just flip a switch and they turn on.
That's perfect. I like what you're doing. I think figures lighted by candle. Yeah, exactly, Neil.
I like it, Neil. I like it.
I like how your thought process here.
How are you?
Yeah, I think I'm coming down with the flu, so I'm not doing great, but I slept 12 hours today. I'm very tired. I have no energy at all, so I think I'm getting sick, and I'm not happy about it.
That sucks.
And I think it's because the weather has gone from 0 to 12 to 0 to 27 to 0.
Just jumping everywhere, eh?
And I'm like, great. I'm not going to get sick at all. And here we are.
My wife's sick. Her mom's sick. Her dad's sick.
My friend just had COVID. It's all everybody's getting sick.
Yeah.
Not good.
I'm hoping that I don't get sick because I've been sick so much for the last little bit, but
wrap yourself in a bubble.
Yeah.
And lube yourself up with sanitizer. Your whole body. I just want you
to always do that anyways.
Sanitizer. Yeah.
Good. I always look wet.
Neil's saying he just beat the flu. Symptoms lingered forever. See?
Yeah, it sucks, man. Yeah, it's harsh this year, right? I have to get a flu shot. I'm going to get my flu shot in at work and on the 15th, so it'll be good.
Yeah, they do the flu shots in your penis.
Oh, I just spit in your mouth and get over it.
It's true. Lick your eyeballs and spit in your mouth.
There you go. Spit in your mouth. That's fucking nasty.
It's hot. What are you talking about? So I honestly just had a really lazy week, and I didn't feel like I accomplished anything. Work was a nightmare, as it always is, and I just all of a sudden it was Saturday, and I'm like, I don't know what happened to this week. This week just flew by. So
That's too bad.
Yeah, but
it's no fun when you lose track of time and all of a sudden it's just over.
Talking of losing track of time, by the time this podcast is over, we go back an hour.
Yes.
So it's like we didn't even do the podcast, which I think most of our audience would prefer.
Everybody but Neil, and Neil probably is like, I wouldn't speak for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm here out of just a favor to you guys, basically.
I'm basically just here to make fun of you guys. So
yeah. Yeah, daylight savings is just stupid. Like, I don't know how as a society we just have not eliminated it. I don't get it. Just get rid of this shit. It's the U.S., man. They're holding everybody back as always.
It is.
Fucking jerks.
Get your shit together, people. Come on.
Yeah, fucking Americans.
It's all Joe Rogan's fault.
It is. First,
really?
I'm not even gonna start. I'm not even gonna start down the road.
Sure. The Rogue.
Are you not entertained? Yes, I am entertained, but I'm also not excited for your civil war next year when the election starts. So it is what it is.
So it's gonna be scary, son.
Yeah, it's not gonna be good. What'd you watch this week? What'd you do this week?
I watched a bit this week, more than I usually do. After the pod last week, I decided I was gonna go and watch Batman Returns.
And what did you think?
I have notes.
It's not great. I don't think it holds up well.
I actually think it holds up okay. I think there's some stuff that makes me be like, that's pretty weird. Like, even just how Catwoman becomes Catwoman.
Yeah,
like she falls out of the building, and then a bunch of cats come and lick her, and then she goes home and makes a leather suit. That's literally how it all plays out.
I'm assuming they meant like that cat DNA got into her cuts or wounds, and that's like it gave her some kind of like superpower. I don't know. I never understood that either. I'm like, that seems like the dumbest possible way. Like, she's a cat burglar. Why didn't you just make her a cat burglar instead of like she's already getting like punished by like a corporate dude? So you could have just made her go like, fuck these corporations always like holding these Gothamites down. I'm just gonna fucking start robbing people. And then
that would fit the narrative of like a newer Batman movie, but of that era, I guess it kind of fits.
A bunch of cats biting her? I don't remember that happening in the 90s.
Well, yeah, I guess.
I missed that era, I guess. I was only 5, so maybe or 7, I guess, when 92 when it came out. So yeah.
I wrote Danny DeVito is a really good actor. And then I said, but it's impossible for me to not see Frank Reynolds when he's like spitting and drooling all over the place. All I see is just like Frank. Yeah. It's just like, super hard because like he when he's dialed in, like he's fucking pretty fucking good. And man, he's scary. He is scary. So but yeah, overall I thought it was like mostly good.
I just feel it like drags at parts.
I would agree with that. There's a lot of stuff that like I feel like this is kind of like it is kind of like that in the first one too, where there's a lot of stuff that feels like it's dragged out for with like no payoff, or the payoff is like flash and it's gone, like it's just super quick. So I went and seen Killers of the Flower Moon, pretty good movie, a little lengthy though. Not sure how many more Scorsese's gonna make, so I appreciate his films even more now.
Yeah, no, I really wanted to see it. I know it's like I think 3.5 hours or almost 4 hours long. That's a little lengthy for me, so I think I'm gonna wait until it's out on video or demand or whatever, and so I can watch half and then get up and make food and go pee and not have to leave half the movie. But I love Scorsese, and I'm very interested to see the movie. But
nice.
3.5, yeah. I knew it was really long. I love DiCaprio, and so I'll see anything DiCaprio's in. But even though it's weird that he's like 50 and he's dating like 18-year-olds, but hey,
yeah,
more power to you. I watched Batman Begins.
Oh, you did? Oh, nice. And I'm assuming Batman Begins still holds up because it's not that old and it's a good movie.
I love that movie. It's 2005, I think. So it's like 18 years old, which was shocking. Fucking, I can't believe it's 18 years. Anyway,
that is crazy.
Yeah, it's good. It holds up well. I love Christian Bale as Batman. I
Me
love
too. I like him as Batman.
anything that Nolan directs. So, yeah, it's a solid movie, and yeah, I'm probably gonna watch Dark Knight sometime in the next week.
I'll probably go on to those next. So
yeah. Anyway, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I figured that was a good
okay.
time to
It was relevant.
Yeah,
it was relevant. I got to watch the Pandaverse thing, the South Park thing, the South Park Pandaverse.
Did you like it?
It was fine. It was okay. I mean, I didn't think it was like hysterical or anything. This made me laugh. I took a picture of that. Lou, I got some apples.
Yeah, her is funny.
I think the idea is funny, and I think
I thought it was hilarious. I loved it.
There's lots of stuff in it that I thought was funny. Like I like how they killed Kenny at the end, like the girl version of Kenny or whatever.
Yeah.
And I like that Kathleen Kennedy was a Cartman variant or whatever, and
yeah,
I thought that was pretty funny too. There was I mean, it wasn't. It's not like it was shit. It was fine. Like
I think it's probably the best South Park it's been in like 6-7 years. Like easily.
I'm like super behind on South Park, but there's a reason for that because I just feel like after season
14, 15, yeah, somewhere there. Yeah,
it kind of like lost
it went downhill.
Way maybe, and I don't know. It's not. I'm not saying that ones I've watched didn't make me laugh, and this one made me laugh too. It's not like I watched this and was like, man, this is whatever. Like,
yeah,
it was funny. It was South Park funny, but it's not to me. It's not like the best of. Like, it's just funny. Like, it's even if it's just something to like jump into. If you like South Park and you kind of lost touch with it, like. It's a fun one to like just jump into because it's like kind of like 40 minutes and it's like you know it's like kind of a bigger story and
yeah, and I mean I like the B story.
And it's relevant to the nerds too.
All the adults not knowing how to do anything and like
totally so funny. That was very funny and very relevant to me.
Sharon, I'm working on it. It's so good.
That's funny. You pick up your phone and you call the handyman.
It's great. That side story was great, and like I just love that he like goes by the Home Depot to like try to find like a Mexican labor for free or cheap, and it's just all these like rich, educated men that are like, I'll offer you lawyering if you'll come to my house and fix my fridge. It's like great.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Anyways, so yeah, it was good. Invincible started. Season 2 started up on Thursday, so I watched the first episode and it was fine. Whatever. I mean, I'll have to get back into that a bit more. And the thing is, when I saw the first season, I got to watch. I think most of it came out. Maybe it didn't all come out. I can't remember, but I don't know. It's fine. It's bloody and all that good shit still, so I'm sure I'll like it as it starts moving. But last night we watched Nightmare Before Christmas to kind of kick off and wrap up Halloween and kick off Christmas, and it's pretty good. Fucking love that movie.
I've only seen it like twice.
Yeah, it's not really. That really wouldn't be your cup of tea. It's kind of like musically, and
I like Tim Burton, but like I don't know. I think that movie's like vastly overrated. But
yeah, I would agree. I never got into it when I was young. Like I got into it like when I got into movies a bit more.
Yeah.
So I do like it. It's not like this thing that's like nostalgic for me or anything, but I do like it. I usually just watch it once a season and that's good enough for me. But
I remember when Marilyn Manson did a cover of one of the songs from it and I liked the song.
Oh, nice. I think it was Boy and Panic at the Disco have done covers off that soundtrack too, and they're both good.
I want to say This Is Halloween Manson did. I don't know.
Nice. Yeah. Fall Out Boy did What's This, and Panic at the Disco did This Is Halloween.
Yeah, I remember that, but other than that,
so yeah. Neil says, "Yeah, Invincible, one of the greatest comics ever." Yeah, I hope I get into it a bit more. I think I was just kind of tired, to be honest. I watched Gen V, then I watched Loki, and I was like, "Oh, Invincible's on too. I guess I'll watch that too." So yeah, I kind of got to the third episode, like the third thing I was watching, and I was just like, let's just get over with this. So maybe next week it'll be better. So,
oh wow!
And
Neil's wife is obsessed with Jack Skellington, has a ton of merch and full tattoo arm sleeve going on.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think there's a pretty good audience of people who are big.
Yeah,
people from that imagery of that show, right?
It's a very iconic imagery for sure,
and
like stylistically and everything like that. Like I just never got into it. I don't know if it's like I love Halloween, but I don't know. maybe just because it's animated. I don't know. I just
Yeah,
never got
maybe.
into it. I don't know.
Yeah, I
But
kind of figured you didn't because it was animated and because
yeah,
it's kind of musical-ish.
I don't mind a good musical if it's like catchy and like I liked what the fuck is that movie with Johnny Depp? Demon Barber of Fleet Street
Oh
there.
yeah, yeah,
I can't think of the fucking name of the movie.
yeah. I know what you're talking about. But I don't know the
Um,
name either.
God damn it, my brain is just such a
Sweeney Todd or
Sweeney
something.
Todd. Sweeney Todd, yeah. I like Sweeney Todd. Sweeney Todd's dope, and that's a musical. So hey.
I guess there you go. I don't mind musicals, I guess, but yeah, it was good. Anyways, I liked it. And then tonight we watched White Chicks, which was pretty funny.
Haven't seen that movie in a hot minute for sure.
Fucking love Terry Crews in it when he takes that fucking ecstasy or whatever, and he's got the whistle and the.
Yeah. I probably haven't seen that movie since it came out, like whatever 2006. I don't know, whatever the fuck year it came out.
The only thing I have an issue with that movie is like as I watch it, I just get mad that everyone can look at these two people side by side with the real people and be confused by them. I'm like,
totally, it doesn't make any sense.
Like they not only don't look like them, but they look like transsexual versions of them.
100%.
Like wearing like masks. Like,
yeah,
they literally look like that. Their whole bodies are different. It's like a football player and a cheerleader standing next to each other.
Totally. But I think you just gotta.
They change so quick. It's like what?
You just gotta look over it. Yeah.
I know you have to, but it's hard to look past something like that.
Oh, totally. Totally. The only real things I watched this week, I don't think I talked about it last week, but on Halloween I watched Talk to Me, which was a horror movie that Neil recommended, and it's not streaming anywhere that I could find, so I had to buy it digitally, but it was cheap. It was only like $10 or something like that. But yeah, it was really good, really good.
Nice. Yeah, I think we might still get to that eventually too, because me and Kate both thought it looked good. So
there's a pretty grotesque like scene that like was pretty like, oh fuck, but other than that, like it's got a really cool original concept and it's well acted, and like it was spooky at times where I was like, oh, I like this is really good.
Nice.
And then I already talked about Batman Begins, and then I watched Still, the Michael J. Fox documentary that was recently put out about his battle with Parkinson's disease and kind of his story of how he came up in the movie industry and when he first started realizing that he had Parkinson's and like how it's affected him and his battle with it and blah 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 blah. But super interesting. I always I'm a Michael J. Fox fan. I love Back to the Future, and I remember watching Spin City in like the late 90s and shit on TV. So I always thought Michael J. Fox was a really fun actor, and it's a bummer to see him, struggling with such a terrible fucking disease. But he's still going, he's still working on it, and he has a great episode, if anybody hasn't seen it, of Curb Your Enthusiasm, which is like kind of Seinfeld-ish spinoff of that Larry David does, and the whole episode is based off of Larry David thinks that Michael J. Fox is just using Parkinson's as an excuse to do things, and it's fucking so good. So like there's a scene where like Michael J. Fox hands him a Coke, and he opens the Coke and it explodes all over him, and he's like, Larry David's like, oh, is that the Parkinson's? And he's like, yeah, Parkinson's. And he's like, I don't know, I think he's faking, man. I think he just wanted that pop to explode on me. And like the whole episode is all about like whether or not this is actually real, and it's fucking so fun.
That's fucking great. Great. Neil said I just watched Switched for the first time, where Ryan Reynolds and Jason Bateman switched lives. Movie was pretty raw. Yeah, it's a funny one. I like that one.
Bateman and
doesn't
Reynolds
that happen when they like piss in this fountain or something, and then that's how they change, I think, right? So yeah, that's a good one. I like when he's in bed with his wife or whatever, and he can't remember what he says, but on Smartless, I think it was the one where Ryan Reynolds is on it. I think that Ryan Reynolds said that Blake Lively still says that whatever Bateman says to her in bed or whatever. Like,
awesome. Back to the Future 4, The Quest to Cure Parkinson's. I always thought that, honestly, that like if they ever did a sequel, it'd be so great if that was like part of it, was like not that like a cure for Parkinson's, but like that like time travel or something is the reason that he has Parkinson's, or like it was something along the lines of like that's why he's fucked up, and like they had to go back to the future to like try to fix him or help him or something. Like, I don't know. You could definitely do something interesting with that storyline.
I always think it's not good, but I always think of that Family Guy episode where they're like, "Oh, Michael J. Fox as Zorro."
Yeah, it's definitely inappropriate, but it's hilarious.
God, so funny.
But anyway, it's a good documentary. I wish they would have. I wish they would have done more present day stuff. Like it's a lot of like yeah, exactly. It's a lot more like looking back at his life more than like how he's dealing with it now, and like I would have loved to learn more about like the actual disease and the science behind the disease, and like how they're trying to figure out like the cure for it, and like where they are with that, and like his charity and stuff like that. And it doesn't really go into that. It mostly just shows his modern struggles with the disease as it's progressed, and then like his career throughout. So I would have wished yeah, it's hard to watch because like you can tell that like when he's really struggling, and like he's like even he talks about like just to talk and stuff like that like can be a struggle some days, and like it's a horrific disease. So but yeah, I recommend that if you want to check something like that out. And then and all my reality shows I'm still watching. I started binging The Amazing Race Australia, which is the Australian version of The Amazing Race, and yeah, it's good. I love reality shows, so you know me. And yeah, I'm still slamming that Taking Back Sunday album. I love it.
Oh, I tried to get into it. I think I shut it off after like 3 or 4 tracks.
Oh, fuck it. I love those first 3 tracks. Fucking so catchy.
I don't really find it sounds anything like old Taking Back Sunday. I definitely think it sounds like more radio friendly, I guess. But
I would say it's straight up Tell All Your Friends mixed with Where You Want to Be.
Oh, see, I hear no take. I don't hear any Tell All Your Friends. But I'm not a good judge of that, honestly. Even when I was a big Taking Back Sunday fan, it was short lived. Like I loved Tell All Your Friends. I loved after that, whatever that one was,
Where You Want to Be,
and then Where You Want to Be, and then like I didn't mind Louder Now.
Louder Now is their weakest album in my opinion.
I like some songs, but I don't love it as a whole. And then like Everything Beyond. I think the last thing I gave a chance was self-titled, right after Louder Now.
No,
and I think there was like
New Again and then self-titled.
Oh, self-titled, yeah. So I didn't do New Again, and then I think I tried to get into New Again when self-titled came out. And
I love New Again. New Again's my favorite album.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, I love Taking Back Sunday. I think they're one of the like longevity wise, I don't think they have a single album that missed, and like they're one of the best live performers I've ever seen. Like I love watching them live. They're fucking so fun live, and
yes, they are.
As soon as I've been so obsessed with this album, I was like, fuck, I need to see them live again. So I looked up tour dates and shit, and they're in like Europe or Australia or I don't know, some bullshit. So I think I missed.
They'll probably come around and do something now that the new album's out.
Yeah, I think they toured in the summer, but it was before the album came out in North America.
Maybe
so
they'll tour in the spring.
I hope next year I can catch them at some point.
When was the last time you saw them?
Oof. Probably Louder Now era.
Yeah, I saw them Louder Now opening for Angels and Airwaves. That was the last time I saw them.
I might have seen him on that same tour.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I know I seen Angels and Airwaves in Toronto, but I don't know. I can't remember who opened for him. It might have been Taking Back Sunday. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I've seen him 2 or 3 times.
Me too. I saw him at Warped Tour once.
Same.
I think I haven't seen them tour up anything after Louder Now.
Yeah, either have I, for sure.
I
haven't seen them since they reunited. So
yeah, I think I've seen them tour off of Where You Want to Be twice, and then
I think
Louder Now once, because I didn't get into them until after Tell All Your Friends came out.
Well, I seen them. The first time I seen them was with Blink and the Used.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And
I would have seen that too then.
Yeah, I think I went with Brian and Lindsay, but I don't remember. I think that was right after Where You Want to Be, but I could be wrong. It's like probably right. 2003 or 4. But yeah, no, I love them. They're so good live. I've never seen anybody perform the way they do live. So
brand new. but they are very close. They're comparable.
No, but just the way like he swings the mic and shit. Like I've never seen anybody
energetic.
Do that. Yeah, like I've never seen anybody do that shit where he's just I don't know. It's a original way of performing live, but brand new for sure. Brand new is amazing live.
Yeah, brand new is crazy good.
You watched Lego Masters, Neil asked. No, I've never seen it.
No, I haven't either, but I love Will Arnett.
I love Lego, but like I just have no interest in watching a show about Lego. I don't know. It just never appealed to me. I don't watch network television almost at all. Like everything I watch is on demand or streaming. So, yeah. But Lego Masters, like I love Lego, so maybe it is appealing, and I just never given it a chance. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I got to talk about. I wanted to start playing a game that I didn't start playing, so maybe tomorrow. But
what game?
The new Assassin's Creed game.
So now that you beat Spider-Man, is that it, or do you like try to go back and like fucking rock it out?
Oh, I rocked everything out. I did everything available in the game.
Oh, nice.
So, if they like, there are already talks that there's gonna be DLC, like Venom DLC, and I don't remember what the other thing that was rumored, but so if they put out DLC, I'll go back to it. But I'm done with Spider-Man for now.
Cool.
Yeah, it's great. But yeah, probably sometime this week I'll start Assassin's Creed, and that's it.
Nice.
Let's get into Loki.
Shall we? Neil says shit is wild, but he was talking about Lego Masters, but we're gonna make it look like he's saying it about Loki.
Let's put up the spoiler warning.
Spoilers.
What did you think of Loki?
Yeah, it was fine. Whatever.
I agree.
Like, I just honestly just don't fucking care. Like, I just don't. It's trash, he says. Look,
I don't think it's trash.
I don't either. I don't think it's trash either.
I think it's some of the best MCU stuff we've gotten in like 3 years.
Yeah.
like it's way better than any of the other shows they've put out overall. And
I agree with that.
Like other than maybe Guardians and Shang-Chi, it's probably like my favorite MCU thing they've done since Phase 3 ended. Like I like Loki a lot. I like the characters. I love the set design and like the actual like world that they're building. Like I think it's a really cool idea, but like they just haven't done anything with it where it makes me go like, "Oh, I'm back in, baby. Like this is it. Yeah. This is it." Like they hyped this episode a lot of like, "Whoa, you won't believe what happens." And then I was like, "No, I believe it. That's exactly what I expected it to happen." Yep. Like nothing in it was like, "Whoa, they're doing something original and cool." It was just like, "Okay, this is more Loki."
Yep. I would definitely agree with that statement.
I like the characters. I like the idea of the story, but like it didn't do anything to make me go like, "Fuck yeah, we're back, baby."
Characters are interesting. Story is hot garbage, says Neil.
I think the story's cool. I love the idea of like an agency that lives outside of time dealing with like time issues. Like I think that's a really cool idea. Yeah. I just don't think they've actually done anything with it. Like I just think it was like they should be jumping between timelines more. They should be jumping to see different like worlds and how like and really using that as like, oh, like this timeline is like where everybody has 3 legs and it's fucking weird and like weird shit like that where like it's like something happened in this timeline where there's only fucking dogs left on the planet and like you know what I mean? Like do weird shit. And they just don't do anything weird with it. It's the same as like when Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, when they were jumping in between all those timelines. And I was like, that was cool. Do something more with it. And they didn't.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is like, I don't think it's indicative of just this show or anything. I just like the MCU is just, it has me, and I say this every week, and I'm just going to keep saying it, but it has me, it's just drained me at this point. Like I'm just, nothing really exciting is happening, and it's like a lot of commitment for like nothing really happening. Like, I'm not saying this is bad. I do like the show, but it's just like every time I have to sit down and watch it, I'm just like, all right, let's fucking get this over with.
I'm not like that hard on it. Like I was looking forward to this episode a lot because I really hoped that it was going to be something really cool.
See, I set my expectations low because I was like, there's no way they're gonna be like do any like. The thing is when you have a chance to start like a fresh slate, like they just basically did, and you like just go back to what it was, it's like, man, you could have literally done so many fucking cool things, and I just knew that they weren't going to. So
Well, I think there's still a chance. The last episode
to Sylvie again.
The last episode definitely has a chance of doing something or resetting or changing where the direction of this franchise. And like we'll get into the Marvel news as we talk about all this, because there's a lot of rumors going on. And like I was gonna pull up the article, but we can just kind of dive into whatever we want to. Like for people that haven't paid attention to it at all, there's a lot of rumors that things are getting completely eliminated behind the scenes.
Thunderbolts, Agatha.
Thunderbolts, Agatha, and potentially one of the Avengers movies out of the two is going to get sliced. And then Blade is going through apparently its 5th rewrite.
And isn't what's his name, Mahershala Ali, ready to basically walk away at this point? I think I read that.
Before the 5th rewrite, he basically had said like this isn't going to happen, and I'm done with it. And then apparently they brought in somebody to rewrite it again, and he's sticking around to see how the rewrite goes. But apparently it's like on the verge of basically being just like it's not going to happen.
Canceled.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Apparently they really wanted to change directions. They're aware of the issues going on. They just don't know exactly story-wise how to fix it. So they're using this time with the writer's strike now over to use the writers to come back and try to fix this before the actor strike is over. Like there's rumors that they want to cut out Kang completely and that they're going to bring in Dr. Doom. There's rumors that they want to bring back Tony Stark and Black Widow.
I hate that idea.
That's a terrible idea, but that they wanted to reunite the original Avengers lineup and bring back ScarJo and Robert Downey Jr. to back from the dead from a different timeline.
It's the epitome of why I hate the multiverse.
100%. Do not do that. That is a terrible idea. As cool as it would be to see the original Avengers team up again, we've done that. We've had the storyline, and you take away all fucking repercussions of death and everything by doing that.
Especially because you'd be taking away from the best era of MCU. You'd be basically 100%. Watering it down and fucking having it in the rest of Yeah, I totally agree. I think that's the worst idea you could possibly ever do. So I really hope they don't do that, because if they actually do that, I'll probably be out. Yeah. The thing is it'll be hard to stop. It'll be hard to avoid something. Like, what I was going to say. Everything has failed. Let's do Endgame 2.
And that's, well, there's rumors that they wanted to bring back Thanos in a way too. To carry on his mission or whatever through timeline manipulation or whatever. My hope is that so this is why I was excited for Loki, is I was like, this is a chance to reset everything. You could do multiple cool things with where they had reset the thing. You could eliminate all the side timelines. You could merge all the side timelines to have like variations of characters, or you could use this opportunity for Loki to become a villain again and be like, I can rule the timelines now. I can be the new Kang kind of thing. I'm going to time travel. And you could still do that with the finale of like, I now have the ability to time travel and jump into spots where I want to. So he could go back to the beginning, take out Kang, and fucking now be the head of the TVA or whatever. And he could be the big bad. Yeah. And that would be an interesting take of like, I mean, who doesn't love Tom Hiddleston? The fact that he was jumping different eras and different timelines throughout the episode of like, he jumped back to 2012. And I'm like, okay, that's the first Avengers movie. They could do something really cool with him seeing his old self and like, you know, regretting the choices he made then. And like, this is a new Loki, and like, he wouldn't make those same choices, and that having an effect on him, or going to find Thor to let him know what could possibly happen. They could.
Neil says they could have had Loki erase She-Hulk, Secret Invasion, and stop Agatha from happening, but no.
And that could be possibly part of it, because they are saying that Agatha may not happen, that it's a mess, and that
like, who asked for that anyways?
Nobody. I actually think Thunderbolts is a cool idea, but I think
me too.
I think they've gone
to Thunderbolts went, but also if it meant they were going to get rid of it to refocus shit, then I would be on board for that.
100%. The fact that there's like deafening silence coming out of the MCU, partly I'm sure because of the strike, but I think that they're going to use the next year to basically figure out what the fuck they're doing. And I say do that. Like, do that completely. I know they showed the Echo trailer and everybody's like, oh, it looks good, and I'm like, it looks like an Echo trailer, like it looks
Yeah, it
exactly
looks
what I
whatever.
expected it to be.
Yep, same here.
Um,
Nothing exciting.
it didn't excite me. It didn't move the needle for me in like interest. The fact that it had some gore and like some brutality in it, I'm like, okay, they're willing to do that. Other than that, I'm like, there's nothing in this that's like, whoa, fuck, can't wait for January. And like,
Yeah,
it's not a
same.
reason to subscribe to Disney Plus for me. I'm still letting my subscription lapse. So
Go. Yeah.
yeah,
That's what they call this, right? Did you hear about Marvel Spotlight? Now that sounds like what we've been asking for. I'm guessing that is sarcastic.
Well, I think I mean, it is kind of what we've been asking for, but again, I don't know. I think you run the risk of confusing. You're doing what DC did. You're having too many things. You know, you have this is DCEU, this isn't DCEU. This is on this. Yeah. It's no, the pros of having the MCU was that everything is one
together
cohesive story, and the reason that Phase 4 and 5 haven't worked is because the cohesion is gone. The tags and the excitement of building towards something has
disappeared.
And that's the problem, is like you introduced all these new characters. None of them held the public's interest overall, like at all, basically.
Yeah.
And now you're like at that point where you go, well, we hit it out of the park with Guardians and Iron Man and all these previous franchises. Let's bring them back. And it's like, no, that's not what people want. People want you to make the things that they were looking for good. And I think you rebuild this with Fantastic Four and X-Men, and we have to get to that point. So end this stupid timeline bullshit and get to a point where you can do an X-Men movie and build that universe. And that's the new heroes you go with. That's the new Avenger team. I want to see Wolverine in the Avengers. I want to see, Spider-Man and Wolverine and whatever teaming up together. And you have the characters where you can build the next Avengers team without bringing back Robert Downey Jr. and Scarlett Johansson. Like, you have the characters.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The problem is at this point.
Jesus Christ.
And now Marvel's the movie is about to taste in your mouth that makes ass the mouth jealous. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't have high hopes for that movie, but I'm interested in that movie just for the fact that it's short. It's not like a 3-hour romp. You can get through it in whatever, an hour and 40 minutes or whatever the fuck it is. And it's probably our last like tentpole movie for, I would guess, 10 months.
Yeah.
I assume that Deadpool's going to get moved to like October. So
yeah,
especially like, I mean, the strike isn't even done yet. So who knows? If the strike goes on till May, then it's going to get pushed into 2024 or 2025. Sorry. So
for sure.
This may be our last like big Marvel movie for a long time. So that gives me a little bit of excitement, but do I think it's going to be like bonkers good or anything? No. Yeah, I think it's going to be a solid 6.5 or 7.
Yeah, I have very low expectations.
Speaking of that, if I can see the movie next week, we will be talking about it next Saturday for the episode. Matt already has his tickets, but if I can't go see it next Saturday, we're going to just talk Loki next week, and then we'll move on to the following week to the Marvels.
Yeah. I'll give my spoiler-free thoughts about it next week if Ryan can't get to it.
Yeah. But, I overall, I like some of the stuff they're doing with Loki. I like the characters. I love Obi. I think he was hilarious in this episode.
Me too.
I love
Obi's like single-handedly keeping me engaged.
Totally. I love the relationship between Morbius and Loki. Like, I think they just have great banter. I love the ATV stuff and the jet ski stuff, and like, that's
funny.
Him being a salesman and all that. Like, I think that it worked for the character, and Owen Wilson can handle that completely. The Sylvie stuff has lost me completely. I agree with Neil. Too. Like, I felt like in the first season they had a lot of like chemistry as actors, and I feel like that's just gone this season. Like, I just don't feel like they even have that romantic spark in any way at all. Like, it's just like, I don't know. Yeah. It feels like they're just treading water with those two characters now. And it's like, okay. So I would like to see like Loki, like in the next week's episode, it better set something up. If it doesn't do anything, then they're way worse shape than I thought they were.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean it. Yeah. The thing is that each week we've been watching this, I've been more excited for Gen V. Next week I don't have Gen V to excite me, so
Yep.
We'll see.
No, I agree. And again, like comparing the two, it's like night and day, right? Like you're getting a superhero show that's just fucking bonkers good, and then you're getting a superhero show that's just like meh, it's fine. And it's hard to feel the excitement for Loki with what they're building when you see what Gen V is building with the boys and go like, fuck yeah, like that's exciting. They're tying into each other, they're flowing,
yes,
like
totally.
Characters are intermingling. We're not getting that with Marvel anymore, and it's like fuck.
I know.
I want those good days back.
It's like I always say, it's weird that they bench their best player, which is their universe.
Yep.
Like they don't utilize it. They don't utilize it how they should, and it's like, it's disappointing because it's like, man, you have this fucking super rich world that you can draw from, and you draw all the wrong shit, and like, so weird.
Yeah, it's very weird. It's very weird. Yeah. So, I'm sure there's Marvel news that I missed throughout our little talk here. I can't really think of anything else, but it does sound like they're aware of the issues, they're aware of the problems, and that they want to fix them, which is a good sign. They know there's problems.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
It's a bad sign if their best idea is bring back Robert Downey Jr.
I definitely agree.
And like the fact that their movies are basically now not hugely profitable. To get Robert Downey Jr. to come back, it's going to cost $40 million. Like, he's going to want a percentage of the movie deal. He's gonna his last Iron Man 3, he asked $25 million for. That was in 2013, 12, I don't know, somewhere in that area. So, like, I don't know what he asked for during Avengers Endgame or anything like that, but like, I'm guessing he's not coming back for anything less than like 40 million. And ScarJo, with all the drama that went on with Black Widow and everything like that, she's going to
probably want the same amount.
She's going to want a hefty payday. So you're not getting these, you're already, to bring all those actors back and make a new Avengers movie, your budget's going to be like $400 million because of just actor fees alone. Like, it's going to be nuts.
Yeah, so, I agree.
I don't know. Let's get into Gen V.
Okay, sounds good. I fucking love Gen V.
Me too. I wish it was longer, but
me too. But it was still good. It wrapped everything up nice enough for me. I liked how it ended like a lot.
So gory.
Good. It was very gory. Yeah. Like that part where she blows Kate's hands off, her hand off. I'm just like, oh my god,
fucking awesome. Nuts. Fucking awesome.
Crazy.
I didn't expect it either. Like I know how gory the show is, and they still surprise me with some of the shit they do. I'm like, holy shit, goddamn. But yeah, I loved how brutal it was. I loved how gory it was. I loved like the idea of releasing all the forest inmates or whatever, and like just letting them.
It felt kind of X-Men 3.
Totally.
Like, where Magneto gets everybody out of the. But good, yeah, but good, exactly.
Yeah, I loved seeing all the powers like going off around each other. Like, definitely they were saving budget for this big finale because goddamn,
totally,
a lot of special effects in this, and like,
I like
where the world's going. Like, I love that it's building into The Boys season 4. It's awesome.
Yep, yeah, me too. Yeah, it was fun. It was cool. The way it ended was very satisfying, and also basically sets up for another season, and sets up for The Boys next season, which is cool.
Yep.
Post credit scene, mid credit scene, I guess. We'll save that till we get to that point in the conversation. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see. I like the dynamic shift between Sam and Cricket, how that kind of changed this time, and you can see Sam is like wanting to like go against humanity because of how he's been treated, and
he reminds me of Homelander a lot.
Totally.
Where I feel like Homelander is going to take him under his wing, kind of thing, of like, this is the son I always wanted, of like, yeah, like he has no moral compass. He's dead set on like supers getting superiority over like humankind, and like, yeah, he has no like especially now that Kate basically told him you have no feelings.
Yep.
Like,
that was crazy.
Yeah,
Kate's fucking scary as fuck, man.
Totally.
That chick is so scary. Like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. she is so powerful that like, yeah.
I love her powers. Like I love
Same.
how that works. It's just she's like, eat your hand. Or she said something different, just like eat your hand and enjoy it or something.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
like,
yeah. It's fucked.
and he like starts eating his fingers and he's like screaming in pain, but like just still keeps going. And it's like, oh my god, that's fucked up.
Yeah, it's so brutal and like, yeah, like Neil's saying, like, her using all the dead people's blood and like raising like that whole like blood storm basically of
That
like,
was very cool.
it's like fucking awesome. And I'm like, man, they don't care how rated R they go. It's just so like we're doing the craziest thing we can do, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was disappointed that it was like 35 minutes. I was like, fuck, I wish this episode would have been an hour long because it would have been awesome. But it did what it needed to do to set up the next season of The Boys, and it sounds like that's going to come early next year. So,
nice.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
I'm very excited for the next season of The Boys, especially after how this wrapped up. So.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that we got a Homelander cameo, which we've been speculating for all season, is we kind of thought it was going to come at some point. Awesome. I thought he killed everybody when Homelander showed up. Like I thought he killed.
I did too.
When he
kind of make it seems that like he's gonna laser eyes them all for like, you know, because it ends with like, what's her name? I can't remember her name.
Marie.
Where Marie basically like blows up Kate's hand because she's trying to touch some. I think she's trying to touch that guy. I don't remember his name.
That guy.
Yeah. That guy. She's trying to touch that guy and she's just about to, and then she blows up her hand, and then Homelander fucking just comes down and he's like, you fight your own kind now or whatever or something like that. And and then he fucking like laser eyes lights up, and then it kind of just screen just goes to white.
And I was like, oh my god, they killed off the main character in the last episode.
I thought they did. I definitely thought they did. So,
and I was like, god damn, like they killed off all the main characters and they're gonna just start fresh the next season. Like that's intense. And then we get the little scene afterwards of them in some kind of
room with no door.
I mean, I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, how did you get in there if you don't have a door?
Secret door.
Yeah, it's got to be some form, or I don't know. But the fact that they're all alive definitely means like the next season could definitely take place in some kind of like asylum or jail or whatever that they have to escape, and like it could definitely do some like weird spooky shit with that.
Yeah,
and and then we got the Butcher cameo at the very end. And
Neil says, I like how it ends with Butcher dropping his patent C word.
We knew that was coming too. I said that from week one or week two of like, Butcher's going to want that virus and he's going to be looking for it. So like the fact that we got that is like, that's awesome.
It's promising.
And like, that's what's clearly the next season of The Boys is going to be all about, is Butcher getting this virus and
execute.
I also wonder, and I don't know if you thought of this or I missed something or what, but when they freed everybody from the forest, wouldn't the virus that they were using on that dead body that they saw like start spreading? Like, isn't it possible that some of these people already have the virus in them?
Maybe.
So like the virus could be out just because of the people within the forest.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that I thought was interesting too, of like, it might come to a point where Homelander has to start butchering all these forest people just because
they're infected
and he's got to survive. And like, so you could see some soup on soup violence just because of that, which is cool. Yeah, it could be really brutal. But
I mean, I fucking hate Homelander, but like I hate him because I like him because he's so easy to hate. Like,
yeah, totally. He's a lovable hate. Like,
you like if Donald Trump was smart and strong.
Yeah, totally. They didn't make it airborne yet, says Neil, but I don't know. I mean, maybe they did, and we just don't know it yet. Like, I know they said they were working on it, and the guy refused to do it, but they were making it more potent and spreadable. That was the whole point. I don't know. We'll see, I guess, but I don't know.
The thing is if they made it airborne, it would be relatively easy to just end shit, right? Like, it's got to put some parameters in place to make it a little bit more risky for.
Yeah,
you know, for Butcher and them to like make this work, right? So
totally. But like, I just love the idea of like, it's very X-Men ish of like, like even in the bad X-Men movies of them like coming up with a cure in X3 and like some soups wanting it and some soups not wanting it, and then like humans coming up with the Sentinels to destroy all the soups. Like it's very that esque of like, yeah, we want to destroy the soups and the soups trying to defend themselves, and like that's the X-Men I love, the battle between good heroes, bad heroes, and the humans. And I'm
Humanity.
like, fuck yeah, we're getting X-Men one way or another, you know.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. No, I'm excited to see where this goes. It was a great setup for the next season of The Boys, and yeah, I'm excited about that, but I'm also stoked for more Gen V because I really like these characters. Like I think they're all great. Like I like Marie. I like the dynamic between her and Jordan. I like Cricket. I like Sam.
Yeah, and like it just gives us more. Like usually between after the Boys season, we have to wait like a year or whatever for the next season. And it's like, okay, now we might only have to wait 6 months between the Boys and Gen V flipping back and forth, which is great.
Yeah, true. That would be nice.
The showrunners are working and collaborating together. Like there was an article that came out that said like, yeah, the showrunner for Gen V talked to the showrunner for the Boys and made sure it was okay that he did all this, and like to use Homelander as a cameo. They asked I can't remember, Anthony Starr, I think is the actor's name, to like just guest appear on this, and he was like totally down to do it, and to get Butcher to come in and do this. Like he was totally down to on his day off to come in and shoot that little tiny scene. And it's like, yes, like the fact that all the actors are down and want to build this world together, and nobody's got this like
exciting
fucking big ego about it or anything like that. I'm like, yes, this is what we want. So
I definitely agree. Yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm definitely bummed that I'm not going to have Gen V to watch next week, though.
Yeah, totally.
It's a bummer.
It's going to be a really slow few months after next week. Like after Loki and the Marvels are gone, like there's not really anything show wise or movie wise that I'm like, ooh, we got that to look forward to in December. It's like there's nothing.
Echo.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to Echo. I think the only like movie that like really that's like big budget like thing coming out in December is Wonka, which I have no interest in seeing.
Yeah, I'm not seeing Wonka.
And like I just think the next like few months are going to be pretty low key, but we've gone for a nice stretch with something to talk about every week. So
I agree
since early summer at least. So yeah, it's good 4 or 5 month span that we've done that. We've had something every single week.
Had constant, consistent product. Oh, Skeleton Crew. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. When is that coming?
I'm not sure. Isn't it animated?
Nope. I don't think so.
Oh, really? Oh.
When is Skeleton Crew coming out? Skeleton Crew is scheduled to be released in Disney Plus in 2023 and will consist of 8 episodes. White expected the series to be released in November or December. Filing for the first episode, United States copyright indicates an approximate release in January.
I could see that being December, or late November, just to feed into Echo. But
I'm gonna look and see if it's animated, because now that you say it, I'm wondering if
Neil says no. So
okay, well, it's live action. Okay,
I'm down. Yeah, I didn't even know that was coming, so I thought that was a 2024 thing.
Cool. Great. I'm down for that. I'm down for more Star Wars. Sure.
Totally.
I'm liking Star Wars more than I'm liking what's it called right now. So
yeah, same.
MCU.
But yeah,
I'll take it.
That's it for this week. I think we covered everything. I saw Making Dune series for end next year be on HBO. Hopefully that opens up some new content. That'd be great. I would love a Dune series. I know they're working on a couple. What was the other one I saw that I can't remember what it was now? I know. I know there's a Crystal Lake series coming out next year for Friday the 13th, which interests me. Fallout, the TV series, is supposed to come out in May, I think, on Amazon, which I'm very interested in. And we should get another. Well, I assume it'll be 2025, but Last of Us season. So.
Oh yeah.
But there is some cool like shows coming out in the next year. It's just we're gonna have a little bit of a break, I think.
Yeah, there'll be some gaps for sure.
Yeah, so we got shit to cover. We'll talk we'll talk our favorite things of the year and end of the year list type shit.
Yep.
We'll cover our Spotify Wrapped when it comes out. I think
I'm
probably
really working on getting Blink on that list and making it my number one album. I've been listening to it like crazy, so
I haven't gone back to it at all.
no,
I
didn't think you would.
The Dance With Me song is probably the only one that's going to stick with me, honestly. But I liked the first new song. I can't remember
Me
what the
too.
fuck it's called.
I like both, but I mean, really, the first one's a good one. The second one's
cut it out or
cut me up, cut me off.
I think that song's really catchy. I think the other one sucks, but
me too. The other one sounds too Angels and Airwave for me.
Very, very, very much.
I don't hate it, but I just don't love it.
But yeah, as of right now, I think Metric, Taking Back Sunday, Queens of the Stone Age.
See, for me to do a best of album for music, or like,
yeah, you don't listen to any new music.
So. Like I literally have like Blink. That's all I have this year. Like really,
the new Beaches album. There's a lot of good albums this year, so we'll see. It'll be a fun thing.
Let's talk about Blink for a half hour, and then
we can do shows, we can do movies, we can do games, we can do all kinds of shit. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Yeah. But yeah, that's it for the episode this week. Like I said, next week we'll either just be covering Loki or possibly the Marvels. And whatever we don't cover next week, we'll cover the following week. So look forward to that. Go see the Marvels if you want to not have it spoiled for you.
Yeah, or we'll spoil it for you, or we won't spoil it for you next week because maybe Ryan won't see it next week.
I'm hoping to see it Saturday, but it's dependent on my buddy that I go to see all these movies with, so we'll see.
Word.
Yeah, everybody enjoy football tomorrow. Have a good week. Remember to set your time clocks back in 3 minutes.
Oh shit! Yeah, and don't show up for the show again because we're not doing it again.
We're not doing it again at 1:00. No,
we're not.
It's all done. I'm gonna go lay on the couch and die. So
that sounds great.
I can't wait for it. I'm just not going to move for the next 9 hours. Yeah. Thanks everybody for joining us. We appreciate you. And we'll catch you next week. You can follow us at Moose Smoke Media and at Customs by Matthew on both Instagram and YouTube. And you can subscribe to the podcast in audio only form on whatever podcast service you use. We'd appreciate it. We love new followers and new subscriptions and seeing new people in the chat. So you're all welcome here. Come join us and talk nerd shit with us.
Yes. Come.
Lots to come. Always love.
Neil knows about that.
You can leave now and beat the traffic, or you can stick around and beat your meat. You know. Later, Neil. We appreciate you. Thanks for coming, and everybody have a great week. We'll see you next week. See you out there.